extra time.
Hi, Tim. Was it just a case of simply not enough runs this test?
Yeah, I think that was one of the factors. I think dropping a number of catches probably didn't help. Just a bit of a sloppy performance, I think, in the field. And now, as you said, just not enough runs again.
It's early days, obviously, but do you feel that there maybe needs to be some changes to that batting lineup to get some more runs?
No, not necessarily. I just think you need to bat better. It doesn't matter who's out there. We need to be scoring runs. That's our job as the top 7 of the Australian cricket team. And if you're not, obviously they'll look for other people. But I think we've got the best people here at the moment. We just haven't been good enough to get the job done.
Hey, Tim, obviously it was a pretty incredible result in Adelaide. Did you notice any changes in terms of the preparation for this test to the first test in Adelaide, and anything that might have caused you to celebrate too hard or anything like that?
No, mate, we have the same prep pretty much for every test match. It doesn't change whether we win or lose, or if we're playing well or we're playing poorly. One thing we always do is prepare really well. Sometimes at international sport, the margins are very small, and you can have swings in results like we have from the first to the second. So obviously we want to minimise that, and when we're not at our best, still find ways of winning. And the one positive from probably both these tests and being 1-1 is that we've played nowhere near our best cricket.
Hi, Tim. How frustrating was your dismissal in that second innings, and where do you sort of stand on the DRS at the moment?
Extremely frustrating, no doubt about that. Crucial part of the game. Felt like I've been playing pretty well start of this series, and I thought if I could get in a partnership with Greeny, and add another 50, 100, 120 runs together, then the whole game changes. So to have it finished like that was extremely disappointing. But yeah, it is what it is.
Did you hit it?
No. I think that was pretty clear from my reaction. And I thought we had a pretty similar example in the first innings. With Pujara on the first ball of day 2, which sets a precedence. And then it seemed to change.
Sam Landsberger.
Tim, just purely on a conditions point of view, MCG or SCG, have you sort of got a preference as to where you think you might be best suited to bounce back?
No, not really. I think we're pretty well suited to all pitches in Australia. And we want to be a side that can win anywhere in the world. So, where we play doesn't really affect us or bother us at this stage.
G'day, Tim. Just a question about, I suppose, given this year, you had even more time than you would normally have to prepare for a test series and think about what plans India might have and all that kind of thing. Do you think that over the first couple test matches that their bowlers have just sort of been able to hatch plans in a better or a sort of more advanced way even than your batters have been able to prepare for?
No, I just said before, actually, this is, India are bowling well. They've been extremely disciplined. We haven't been able to get partnerships together. But from what I've seen watching, say Marnus and Steve Smith in their test career, this is not the first time teams have targeted their stumps. That happens every single test match. As I said, these guys are executing it better. And someone like Steve in particular just hasn't been able to get in yet. So once he does, he'll find a way, as he always has. And the rest of us will follow suit and need to improve. There's no doubt about that. But these aren't plans that we're encountering for the first time.
And just one to follow up about the DRS. Have you spoken at all to the umpires or match officials just about both the protocol but also how those images are judged by the third umpire?
Yeah, I've spoken to them. It wasn't very productive, but I've spoken to them and raised. But my concern yesterday was not with the technology; it was with the precedence that was set in the first innings with Pujara. And the fact, I just think the decision was made too quickly. He didn't look at enough replays to see the full evidence. There was probably a gap between bat and ball. The line itself had started before it went past my bat, and then it's finished again. So it was just lots of things that didn't marry up. For me, I saw some photos of it, all sorts of things. I just don't think he took the time to look at the evidence. As I said, the technology itself I thought was okay.
Tim, I was just wondering, are you expecting Will Pucovski to rejoin the camp and be available for selection for the next test? And also David Warner, what are your thoughts there on his fitness and how it's coming along?
Yeah, David looks really good from what I've seen. He's obviously been training this week in the nets and started running a bit between the wickets. So I think the early signs with him are very good for the third test, which is awesome for us. And Will Pucovski, similar boat. I think he's not far away. So I think there's some return to play protocol that he has or needs to tick off. I'm not across it all, but my conversations with Will is that he's pretty close to a return.
Sorry, Tim, he feels, obviously medically he's fine, but he feels good about the prospect of coming back and playing.
Yeah, he does. As I said, my conversations with him is that he does feel okay, and he's excited to come back inside the bubble and prepare. Whether or not he's ticked off, as I said, the return to play protocols that are in place, I'm not totally sure.
Oh, hi, Tim. Steve Smith said in a radio interview this morning that he probably feels he needs to be a bit more attacking against Ashwin's bowling in particular. Is that a bit of from a team perspective, a bit of a risk management thing to work out how you might go a bit harder when their bowling as accurately and as disciplined as they are?
Yeah, absolutely. That's the game, isn't it? It's risk reward. It's being clear. I think everyone's going to do it differently. Matthew Wade looks like he's going to sweep. Other guys are going to use their feet. Cameron Green didn't attack him overly today, but played him really nicely. So everyone's, I think, just got to have their own plan, be clear on it, and then have the confidence to go out and execute it. I think, if anything, we've been slightly tentative in committing to exactly how we want to play the spin or the fast bowling when they're attacking our stumps and setting really strong leg side fields.
Hey, Tim, I know you've spoken about sort of the batting in general there as well. Just on Joe Burns in particular, I mean, is his position now, getting to the point where it's sort of detrimental to him and the team, given he's struggling with his form?
I'm not sure, mate. I don't think it's detrimental to him. I think if you ask Joe Burns, he wants to play Test cricket for Australia. So, I know he'll be putting his hand up to play in the next test. And, it was an innings or two ago he scored a 50. So, we'll wait and see what happens. I'm not too sure. Just come off the ground. I haven't seen coaches, or I'm not sure if there's been a selection meeting or if there is going to be one, or when we're naming a squad, or where we're even going tomorrow at the moment. So there's a lot of balls up in the air.
Hit the subscribe option and the bell icon to get all the exclusive sports videos on Extra Time.